What's up, guys? Barry Gaming here, back with some more Idle Heroes, and today we're going to be discussing fixed attack and fixed HP in Idle Heroes because, well, it's really good because mainly we're talking about homeowners here. So your Cloud Island, you have your 1 or 2, maybe 3, maybe even 4 homes depending on your spending levels, and you have all these tenants that are in these locations, and then you have your main householder that you're trying to power up to like crazy power levels. And well, fixed stat has a really cool interaction, especially when you have something like I don't know, the Viking Island skins as well, giving you 100 and what, 5 or 10% additional stats. So let's talk about where you get these fixed bonuses from, because they're actually very beneficial to your account. Hopefully you guys enjoy this one. Take 1 second, hit that subscribe button. Let's jump right into it. So where are we getting the stats and why are we talking about it so much? Well, you guys know we have like all these homeowners on our main account. You see some crazy high attack values even without running like attack stones. Like I go to attack stone, it goes even crazier through the roof. But why are fixed stats so important? Well, it mainly comes down to your Celestial Island and your Cloud Island and a couple other places. As you guys know, there's certain locations in the game where you're getting raw fixed stats. So that happens in the skin gallery, and I believe it's also in the avatar gallery. You're getting these fixed stats. Well, guess what happens to these stats right here? These are added to every single hero on your account, among other places. And what happens is you are getting these buffs at a certain percentage. When you have level 105, you're actually getting 110% of the tenant stats as a bonus for your householder. So you'll see here, our jar has 2.109. So if we come over here real quick, 2.109. You can see it's not the exact value of her actual attack. It's kind of weird how it actually works out. There's only like a portion of their attack that actually does transfer over to the owner. But I was actually talking to JC the other night, and he was actually doing a lot of testing with this when it comes to another place where you can get a ton of raw stats, and that is the treasure train. You're getting all of these additional bonuses and everything. He legitimately had like a gigantic bonus on his, but he took the time and he upgraded one artifact at a time and noticed, well, here's what's happening when you get these fixed attack bonuses. It says, appears that the homeowner will gain the fixed stats and the 110% of the tenant. So you're not only, like, just for example, if you increase this attacks by 10,000, your main homeowner gets 10,000, but then you get 11,000 from your tenant because you have that level 105, which is interesting. He had me double check everything, but it does seem to be what's going on. And I know a lot of people had talked about in the past that fixed stats were the ones you really want to chase. But yeah, so treasure train and all these other things are not only increasing every single hero's base stats, but then they also add that multiplicative amount to the homeowner, which is what makes something like treasure train absolutely insane. And honestly, these fixed stats are pretty crazy because, as you guys know, I think we did some shenanigans on this account the other day, or it was on somebody's account. I can't remember whose it is. My God, we have so many heroes. You take a look at a 1-star hero. We literally have a luminous body at 10 million power, literally sitting at 60 million HP with no gear on, by the way, or levels, and 752,000 attack. Oh, why did it have to go all the way down there again? I wish I could order it differently. Do we actually have any other 5-star heroes just to look at them? Yeah, 61,740,000. Like, you can see how crazy these stats are. You know what? An imp is a perfect power level. Look at that. 10 million, almost 11 million HP, level 1 imp, and it is absolutely disgusting. But treasure train isn't the only other place you're getting these stats. The lesser one that isn't that big of a deal, but was like the first iteration of fixed stats, was from the monster rune enhancement. This was like the first time in the game we saw fixed stats that wouldn't be multiplicative. But again, not a very big deal in my opinion. So you got that, you got treasure train, and then on top of everything else, you even have things coming from your star spawn granted in a very much smaller portion. I mean, you can take a look at the star spawn, even the newer ones out there, you're getting like fixed attack of 28,000 at max. 28,000 doesn't seem like much nowadays when you talk about like the treasure train, and you look at some of these here, like some of these are just giving like 9,000 a piece, which is just crazy. Some of these better ones are giving tons of HP. I'm trying to see if we have any other attack like this, just a 1-star Queen's Glass, 50,000 attacks. So not only have we slowly gained like this higher tier of fixed stats that we've been gaining, we're actually getting them at a higher rate, and during all this time we're getting a much higher household that just makes the stats go even crazy. Because like nowadays this is literally like one treasure, but it's level 34 in the avatar gallery, and over here, I mean, you got like 123,000. That's like maybe 2 treasure train things nowadays, so it really does pale in comparison. So what this means for you as like a free-to-play player, or even like a low or mid spender, I mean, whales are gonna whale no matter what. They're gonna get the stats they want. It's gonna happen. What it does mean though is we're gonna have these special events, kind of like the charm treasure coupon we had, which I gotta see how we can actually redeem these. I'm wondering if this orange ticket one will be making a comeback at some point. We of course had the Easter ones that we did quite a few on. And they do increase the stats quite significantly, and it does look like we're going to have quite a few more coming during this year's festivals. And as you guys can see, it's going to be quite a few stats that get added to your team. The attack being the most important one, because of course everybody wants to get the strongest carry heroes. Not carry the hero, but you know, the carry heroes like Star Swordsman, Mockman, like Doom Terminator, Vulcan, things like that. And accumulating these are going to be important. Now, getting the regular ones are going to be less very possible, because you only get these crystals so often. It's not going to happen. But what is important is chasing after these arcane jewelry as much as possible. Some of these, of course, tied strictly to VIP. There's nothing you can do about it. But there's other ones that you can slowly build up, like the arcane jewelry down here, the whisper of all these things are like, you can acquire them very slowly through the game modes. Even like the Aspen Dungeon ones and everything, Realms Gate ones, all these things, Sealand ones, they're very possible to build up slowly, and you should probably try to invest in them, especially the ones that come in the form of the stores down here. We got like the Sealand ones. I've been trying to purchase as many of these pieces as possible, as much as possible. And this one, I think this one I've even bought a lot of, because again, these stats are just so multiplicative. It's how you get to, or not multiplicative, but they add up, and then they are also multiplicative to the 110% bonus in Cloud Island. So you guys can see how we're getting these huge stats, and how we end up literally, I'm going to go back to it one more time, how we end up with a 10 million power level 1-star imp with 741,000 attack and 61 million HP. So let me know what you guys think. Hopefully you guys understand a little bit better what these fixed stats are doing for your team, and I'll see you guys next time.